All right.
Oh man.
Resolution. I have an idea for the moon that exploded and shot down to the plane.
Let's start with the moon.
I'm gonna say that wherever one of these moons, like these moon pieces, have embedded in the land, it creates like this sphere of twilight. So it's not darkness, but it's like darkness. Within a radius of wherever these things are, it becomes semi-dark permanently.
Like even in broad daylight, it's
Yeah,
always
even broad
shadow.
daylight.
Now,
There's
are you
always
saying
shadow.
this is how they were this whole time, or are you saying this
No.
is a new development?
Yeah, it happened because of this moon exploding and
Those
shooting down the planet.
pieces. Yeah, hold on, we're talking about the moon islands or like the actual moon pieces?
Yeah.
Moon pieces themselves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
But I
thought
like
you
the
were
idea how
talking
you
about
said like the moon stuff started fluctuating.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of affecting these pieces too. So these pieces are not creating this darkness. Or I don't want to say darkness, twilight's better, right? Because darkness is
Yeah.
too.
And they're all over this top.
Yeah,
left
wherever it is. I don't know
section
how big the radius would be. I'd say probably pretty big, right? Maybe like a half-mile radius or something. Like a big, like it's
of these
noticeable.
twilight rocks.
So you can't just go cover up the rock. Like you got to figure out.
What do y'all think caused the moon to explode?
Well,
Well, I mean,
whatever's actually showering down on the world ripped through the moon.
I was going to say.
I would think so. It has to be like a giant meteor.
Well, I was going to say, like, depending on the moon's side compared to their planet, and me being the least into the fantasy of all of this, like, it could shave a section of the moon, creating like new satellites for the moon, like mini moons, and some of those things that were too small to be held on kept
Or
expelling.
like a belt, John, maybe like a small asteroid belt or something.
Yeah, like
now
around the moon, and then like there's not a lot of ejecta, because if there's a lot of ejecta, that would be another catastrophic
It would be like a
event.
catastrophe.
Yeah, there'd be like 8
what if
races
we-
dead.
What if we link it directly to the city appearing on top of the mountain? So like every time something comes from the other world, something bad happens here to kind of replicate it, or to do like a yin yang effect to it, like we did before.
That's kind of it, because of like the kind of concept of balance. And
Balance, right?
yeah, we could do something like that.
Ooh,
Because I was also going to say, if something that big took out a moon or shaved off part of the moon, then hopefully that moon hitting the moon deflected it
yeah,
from hitting the actual realm. Because
I
that
like the
would
idea of it
make
being
more
whenever we
work.
make a change now to the fabric of reality, it has a consequence. For
I
the
I
realm.
do.
yeah. So
Oh God.
the moon literally just
It
dropped.
corrected itself. Yeah, basically.
cracked.
The city.
Like, it cracked.
Well, there you go. A piece of the
Do
city.
we want the
came from the
entire moon to have fallen or not?
No, I like
Do
the
you want the
idea.
entire-
Some of
like,
that,
what-
like I'd say, like a third of the moon got shattered off. There's still a good chunk of that moon in the night sky.
Yeah. So what if
Yeah.
it just cracks and like I said, a lot of it stays there, because that gives us a lot more meteorites in the future, meteorites in different
Yeah,
ages.
I like the idea of like
Oh,
an
yeah.
asteroid belt, dude, or a moon belt. Like,
Yeah, that created
where
it.
it was.
I do like that too.
So when we get into the space age, around age 15, then they can, they can
Age
explore
15.
the fucking moon belt. I also forgot.
5
Oh, yeah,
years later,
bad
I thought they
time.
were going to do microscope.
Steve, do you remember which island we crashed the Predator spaceship on? Because
Yes.
I did that, and we haven't talked about that at all.
Yeah, so
Well, then we had a catastrophe. So
True about that. No.
you're if you're looking at the map, you know the island that has the rising and lowering sea
Yes.
situation. You picked this island right here because of the trees.
Okay.
oh yeah.
And there's what crash there?
A Predator ship.
Yuncha ship.
We should mark
A
that
weird
with something.
weird alien spell jammer.
Spelljammer, yeah.
But in published materials, we will just call it a spaceship because Spelljammer is not okay.
It's
There.
a what's another name for a spell?
Oh, shit, my
It's,
bad.
It's a magic. What's
It's a
another name for
cantrip jammer.
jammer? Like no.
It's a
What's another name for
jammer.
jammer?
cantrip jammer.
What's another name for jammer?
Skipper. Skipper.
What?
Skipper, skiff.
Skiff.
No.
Skiff.
I don't mean ship. I meant. Wait, is the jammer a type of ship like in real world?
A spell. Oh my god! Yes, a spelljammer is a flying ship. That
No,
goes
I know what a
between planes.
No,
spelljammer is. I'm
means is
saying
it a real
another
ship
word for
in
jammer,
IRL.
as in jam, like to jam a door or to
Oh, so
jam
it's a cantrip jellier. Got it.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I was trying to reach for the comedy.
I don't
of.
care, dude. I'm not taking off hit points for that. I deserve something for that.
Yeah, no, I liked that. Was I had to figure out a word for it.
Like cantrip, canned grape smash. Like, what do you want? Like, I don't know.
Dude,
Like,
it's
what's
Google.
another word for jam? I
It's
like
a
delicious
cantrip
sugar.
stubber.
Dude.
It's
A
peanut
cantrip
butter
stubber.
and jelly mixed together in one can.
Peanut butter and jelly
Revolutionary.
mixed together.
A magic stubber.
Magic stubber.
Apparently,
Oh,
some people call
Anybody
ship
res?
windjammers.
Anybody got a res?
Windjammers, I like that.
No one got a res?
We got more events, right? Who's
All right.
next?
oh yeah. We have a
So,
lot going
I
on.
don't know. Out of curiosity, I still think
More
there's a couple
resolution.
things we need to touch on with the moon.
We need to talk about the whole Ezra's and Sir shit going on right now.
Also, I was gonna say earlier before, with the moon stuff, the islands, when you were saying they were fluctuating, I would like to see if that could be tied in to the lock as well, and something that might be occurring with the island and how it now changes. Like there is this, like it's a part of like the power grid for the lock, or who knows? Like I mean, we can keep it vague.
Like, to me, if you're going to make like something so powerful that you're going to keep something locked in, like making a multi-stage fail-safe lock system sounds like the best idea. Like, you've got the belt moving, you've got the spinning island, you've got the moon isles, like the gods and proto-dragons, where the hell they were like, we need to keep whatever's in this fucking thing locked the fuck down. And we need more than one fucking thing, because holy shit, that's going to fail. It always does.
What if it's a fail?
And the islands
But-
are like the powering system,
What if they're
like
a
using
fail
the
safe
moon and the sun.
a fail safe to ensure that whatever's inside doesn't get out, or if it does get out, that
Exactly.
it's destroyed, like little
Possibly.
nukes like embedded in the world. So in case the lock opens, the final lock opens and they go off.
So the response to the island being destroyed, though, and this new fluctuation is then effect on the island or on the midbar, like shit's starting to get fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something's going on. Like either they're failing or something else happened that we haven't discussed yet. That's opening.
They're
the lock
having power
further.
surges of some
Power
sort.
surges. I like the idea of them being part of the lock, but it would be cool if they were like the final solution to the lock. Like if shit goes all wrong, it just melts the world down, or whatever, transports it to another reality.
Traps it again
Traps it
inside of
again.
another vortex, like restarts the cert. You know,
Start the Rick and Morty of it all, where it's just a dimension inside of a dimension inside of a dimension inside of a dimension.
just sounds like work with more steps.
Oh, sounds painful.
Out of curiosity, are we going to have any of the chunks of moon actually hit procs?
Well, Prox is like surrounded by telekinesis. Like they use telekinesis to hold everything up. I don't know how that would affect them. I don't know how that would even work.
I got an idea.
Or just wait. Well, go ahead. Yeah, I'm down with it.
This doesn't have to do with procs directly, but just up here, like let's say a portion of the old area, which is separate lake stuffs, petrified trees. A chunk large enough hits there that it creates a divot. It allows the acids to repool themselves, but also the chunk causes twilight. So now there's a dark acid pool surrounded by dark twilight in a section where that lake used to be.
Maybe
So,
that's
like,
what
just
John. Maybe
with-
that's what gives the sand its magical. Remember we talked. We're going to make it like spice. Maybe this instance what creates the spice, or like makes it a fuel or something else. Like maybe all the stuff around it also gets affected by the acid. Like it changes it chemically. So it's some kind
I
of.
could s-
I think the idea of it being fuel, dude. Like for spaceships.
Yeah,
How about sentient fuel?
that could be.
Yeah.
Like
fuel
it
that's
as a
alive and
as a
shit.
full blob, it is
Full-
brought its sentience together, but it's also fuel.
This
So fuel that
that's
can
like
raise
one
its own
step off
value.
from like Farscape. Like that's one step away from Farscape in like sentient
really?
living ships. Yes.
I mean, it's interesting.
How are the
like-
Scar elves affected by the happening?
Well, I don't think they die, so they
I
have,
mean-
they have to adapt, right? So
They're hard. I mean, clearly they live in a petrified forest. They're not some fuck
surrounded
around
by,
elves. They're
surrounded by acid.
They definitely get dark sight.
They already have it, right?
Well,
You go to
the ones who live in that area, if they do, but like a lot of them, we haven't fully established how big that whole area is as petrified forest. I don't think it's clearly the entire lake, but there's definitely going to be some. I'd like to see it, especially around that mountain, have a big petrified forest.
What if we do something with them where they get a special sight, like John was saying, like you know how like Devil Sight gives you can see through any darkness.
Maybe, like blind
other
sight,
people-
basically.
Yeah, maybe other people can't see
Maybe
through the
they
twilight, but
get-
they can.
Twilight sight.
Or
While they're inside of Twilight, they have like life sense.
That's a cool one.
how about this? Just real quick. Okay, so I'm not good with balancing, so I don't know if this works for race. But that Twilight thing helps them now. If this race happens to survive as a playable race later, what if it was something more like, instead of being able to see through all types of magic, they can see through any type of magic that causes a darkness of any sort. So if it's a darkness causing magic or a blind causing magic or something to that effect, they can see through it.
Yeah,
But if it's like an
So I think they would
augur,
obscure vision.
but only if it's magic. I like
no,
that. So,
like say if it's a fake illusion, they can't see through it. It's if it's trying to cause darkness and it's magic, their race is able to see through those things because they literally live through it.
It's like a
their whole life.
light sight, almost something like that.
I'm
well,
just
it's like
throwing it.
Devil Sight restricted only to magic.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
All right.
Something like that.
I have another question. In the heart of the crater of the mountain that Prox is under, there is a natural wonder, the Healing Eye. Is it affected by the appearance of Prox or the crashing moon?
I like them to not be affected by anything. We haven't affected any of them so far by anything. I think they should be unaffected by all this stuff. Personally, like all the dragon parts.
Well,
Like,
we've
you
had
know-
one dragon part corrupted already by the sloth.
Corrupted. Yeah.
Corrupted, but it didn't get destroyed. So
So,
you
It was
want-
also like a chaos card, so it kind of corrupted everything itself. Like it was like on steroids. It basically it kind of gave the slots like the roids, you know.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if it would be affected. I don't know. I don't know if their psionic energy would do anything to it, or vice versa.
it doesn't necessarily have to. I'm asking you all what you think.
It's highly magical, and there's high psionics. Are there any problems with that energy mixing? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, you can mix science and magic together.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
think there
not-
was.
It doesn't have to be one or the other.
There's going to be some kids born in the area that are like, ready.
I have an idea. What if you said the city is above it, right? Corinth.
Yes.
Is it floating above the mountain? Okay.
It's
On like
floating
a
above the
tip.
caldera, yeah, because technically it's a caldera, right?
Yeah, it's a giant. Yeah, it's a giant empty vault.
Because when the dragon came out, it's a caldera, right? Yeah, he's floating like up in
What
the
if
caldera.
the psionic energy, the telekinesis that's holding up the city, starts pulling the essence of the dragon tear out, and that starts going into the salt flats and starts to heal some of the petrified trees. So some of those treant are starting to return to the world now because they're being healed by the essence of this dragon. So it's not all
Dude, I
petrified
like
forest
that.
anymore. It's like some actual trents are starting to form again. It's starting to become
That
an
is,
actual
I
forest.
think that's pretty badass.
which trans were transferred? Which ones ended up being in the petrified forest in that world?
Weren't they the
Some
ones
of
that
both.
sacrificed themselves too, or
Yeah,
some
it's
that
the ones
burned
that
themselves out using magic?
Yeah, you could burn
the
yourself and use
the
that.
normal treants.
Yeah, the normal ones aren't affected by anything, or they weren't evil yet, or consumed by the mushrooms, by the mycnoids.
And then they made the sack and used up all the magic and turned petrified.
Yeah, you could do a lot with that.
As they
that
use
that could be
magic,
helping
they petrify more.
that healing energy could be helping the Scar Elves too. I mean, maybe they start to develop as like a clerics or more druidic using healing magic. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's a lot of healing just pouring out of this crater.
Yeah. Yeah. And who knows what I could do? I mean, honestly, it could restore some of the oozes back.
You
because
could
if
even
they
do a
were,
whole
like-
thing where they call themselves the Scar Elves because they practice like ritual scarification. So like they martyr themselves when they heal. Like maybe they cut themselves to heal other people. You could do all kinds of cool shit with it. Go
You could,
forward
like,
on the
blood
motif
magic.
of it. Yeah, blood magic.
Probably some kind of blood magic. All right, let's talk about our two favorite meerkat folk right now and what's going on with that.
Sir?
Because we've got a Sir and Ezra's in the body of Sir.
On the body of a second in command that then takes over when the jump to Sir. That's going to be its own microscope, probably.
Yeah,
if we find it Sir
resolution-wise.
interesting.
Wow, that's a D2.
Because he's not dead, right? He's just calamity, so he's still alive. He's still inside the crystal.
So the question I have is
Sir
what happened-
actually
okay,
comes back, should in theory come back into play in the next round.
Yeah, I think he
because
he
of
ends
this
up pushing.
phylactery, right?
I think he ends up pushing. Yeah, I think he pushes Ezra's back into his phylactery.
Yeah.
What was Ezra's the one that rolled
Maybe
personal
Ezra's
calamity?
is-
I thought
Ezra's-
Ezra's
No,
rolled
Sir did.
Ascension.
So here's my pitch, right? So the calamity was for Sir. Ezra's took his body. Sir went to the crystal. When Ezra's gets pulled back into the crystal, his ascension is he realizes he's no longer bound to the crystal. So now he's a full-on Dimulich. So now he can move around. He can do everything from the crystal without needing a body. So he is like the crystal now. Does that make sense? Like, he
What
can
does
take over
that
body
do
now.
to
That's
the
actually like
relation?
Go ahead.
What does that do to the relationship between Sir and Ezra's? Because up until this point, we had
They were
said that the
aligned.
two were aligned.
I don't know. I mean, Sir.
Honestly, once Ezra realizes he no longer needs a body, he may actually say, "Hey, he may say that's my bad" or something like that. But let's continue on with this power, what we have going on. Because once Ezra realizes he doesn't need a body anymore, there's no fear of him jumping back into Sir again. That's just my thoughts.
What if he has control of Sir now? So when he went to Sir's body, he destroyed Sir's phylactery before he went back in the crystal. So now he is the thing. He like the crystal is now the phylactery for Sir too.
He
So
becomes
Sir has to do what he says, because if not, he'll just banish him from the phylactery.
yeah. He's like got control. He's part of Sir's
Sir has his own
phylactery.
actions, but now he's his bitch kind of like he's his boy now or bitch. Or
Yeah,
whatever you wanna
because if
call it.
not, it's like at any moment I have the power to both kill you and I
Yeah.
have the power to make sure that your phylactery's dead.
Yeah, it's I already killed you,
So-
I'll blink you out of existence if you don't do what I say.
So Sir's body is Ezra's just kind of riding Sir, or is he not riding Sir at all?
No, I think he's in the gym the whole time at this point, unless he chooses to take somebody's body. And I think the gym is with Sir all the time because next to him, he thinks Sir is probably the most powerful thing here. So I think even though Sir is his bitch, Sir is kind of his keeper now too. Does that make sense? Like they still need each other because otherwise he'll just be a gym sitting in some temple waiting for some dummy to come up so he can Dimulich him.
That's right.
I'm even down with him starting to use people he has in the crystal. Like, I think now when he wants to do things, he should let somebody out of the crystal, like materialize their body and let them go take care of shit. So he has agents now that he can use without him having to do the work himself anymore.
Yeah, you want
And
to
it's kind of like one of those.
want to make
I'm
an
going to
order?
let you go out.
You can make it
I'll
an
let
order.
you live
Yeah.
for a little while.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you go. Yeah, I'm gonna let you out of the box.
So, do you want to
So
make
stay
it an
loyal to
order?
me, right?
And that way
Yeah.
his actions can be represented throughout generations by order and how order operations work.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. We could even turn him. I mean, at this point, we could even turn him like Crovexus. We could say the order carries out his plans, and he no longer has Avatar around. He's only in events or resolution phases, because now he's grown
I like
powerful
that
enough
idea.
that he's surpassed everything else on the plane. Besides Crovexus.
What do we
and
want to
Magnus.
call
Yes.
the order?
How about I don't know, 9 lives seems a bit cheesy, but there are cats, like there are Sir cats that he's around. So 9 lives.
Yeah,
is-
but Ezra's
But
isn't,
Ezra's
though.
wasn't. Ezra's
Ezra's was a macaw.
Ezra's was
he's a
a
macaw,
macaw.
but Sir is a cat, right? And the other guy he jumped into is a cat. And there's another macaw in there. But I don't know, how about Order of the Whisper? Order of
Well, how about what color is the phylactery? What color is the stone?
Clear
chaos-
crystal.
it's a chaos gem, right?
I had an idea.
No, it was a gem from the
the
island that was
all-seeing
being used
eye.
for scrying. Yeah.
So the idea I had behind the name is, what if the name in its words represented the wings behind a cat? You know what I'm saying?
Like a winged cat?
No, I mean like
How about like that's not what if it's like the Lamia? It's a
What's the
flying
Lamia?
cat.
Lamia.
what's that?
It's a flying cat. It's a cat with
Well, there we
wings.
go. So then
Yeah.
they call themselves something to that effect because the inside joke that no one will ever know is this is a union of macaw and cat folk.
Do Sphinx fly too? think Sphinx
Sphinxes can fly. Yes.
Sphinx is good
Yes.
too because the
That's a lot
Sarcats were
better.
Egyptian.
That's a lot better because
Yeah.
they were
We said
Egyptian
that the
based.
macaws were Babylonian. So I like Sphinx.
And the meerkat
Sphinx.
are Egyptian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sphinx.
Sphinx. Yeah,
Yeah,
Sphinx.
the Sphinx. There you go. That's
Sphinx,
The
okay.
male. The Sphinx hand, the Sphinx,
The Order of the Sphinx.
Order of the
The
Sphinx.
questing. How about like? Well, Sphinxes also had to do with riddles. Like Sphinxes are known for riddles, so we could do something with like the Great Riddle or something like that.
The Exifi. Even Sphinx is spelled in a riddle.
No, we're not flipping and reversing that shit. That's not what we're doing. Missy Elliott, we're not doing that.
Yeah,
we can do something with the Sphinx. Shit, we're kind of stuck on this.
Yeah, I'm digging. We just put a pin in it, order the Sphinx, come back, come up
I
with
have an
cooler
idea for those
aspects.
troglodyte.
Oh,
The
troglodytes?
sappers. They became
Mhm.
specialized is because they figured out a way to rig up that giant crevice that they live in. Here, this crevice is like almost as well protected as the anamorphic city. Like they spend all their time preparing and training. That's all
Booby
it's
trapping.
it's
So it's like a
giant-
Nosferatu. It's like a
Yeah, it's like
Nosferatu Baron.
So
giant booby
they've-
trap.
I want to say that that's a roll, isn't it? I don't know.
What?
How deep is the gash? Is this like a surface planet gash, or does this thing
Oh
go
no, this is deep.
Deep, as
deep.
shit.
Probably
So-
miles.
It goes into the Underdark.
Okay,
We've
I'll-
already said that.
so when
Sorry,
it
no, it,
goes into the Underdark, does it continue to go into the planet?
No, like
we
well,
didn't
yeah,
decide.
I was thinking, what if at the very middle of this or somewhere, you see that it went so deep that a part of it pierced this veil, this structure that's part of this planet security thing. So some kind of mechanist is
they find the box, or like a part of the box. Is what you're kind of saying.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's what. Maybe the moon wasn't the thing that started the moon islands fucking up. Maybe it was that. Like they pierced a hole in
Maybe
it, so
it
it
was
set
the-
off like a chain of safety measures.
well, no, I meant
Yeah.
when the scar occurred, right?
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Maybe
When
it's
that death ray hit.
Maybe it didn't open up until the troglodytes started blasting and
yeah.
training and fucking with shit.
Oh yeah,
Because
Yeah.
literally nobody else fucked with that crevice until them. Nobody.
that's true. It's true. So, yeah, the troglodytes are just fucking around. They're like, "Hey, what's up with this box?" Oh shit!
Yeah, they inadvertently start the next apocalypse into motion.
So basically, the troglodytes reinforce the Great Scar, booby trapping the area.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. And they find the outer part of some kind of box, of some kind of great box.
Some kind of clear mechanism, whatever that be.
Yeah.
It might not even be the integral security part. It could just be like some moving operator. But something that lets the troglodytes know there's more to this entire planet.
Yeah.
than
They find a
anyone.
large mysterious object.
I have
that
an
they-
idea for the lizardmen, who I think we should call like the Nation of Lizardmen or something like that, because they're a bunch
Yeah.
of different. They have this is during the end of this age. They have their first great ceremony to make their Khan, like their first great leader over everything.
Okay.
They would have a representative from the Primal, the Proto, and a representative from the Troglodytes vying for control of the Great Horde.
Nice.
I guess we can do resolution now, or we can wait till next phase to see who comes out, or we could do a free avatar now and make him the leader of the whole thing.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
What do you guys
Do
think?
we want-
Do you want to roll it, or do you want to?
I'd say roll
Ooh.
it, keep it random.
Yeah, because it may be some great troglodyte coming out of this thing.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it would be interesting if it was a troglodyte.
So,
All right, 1d6, 1, 2 normal lizard folk, 3, 4 otherworld lizard folk, 5, 6 troglodyte.
Works for
all
me.
right. Who wants to roll this?
Roll it, John.
Okay, how were the troglodytes created? 3.
So it's going to be a
Primal.
primal.
Yeah.
It's a primal lizard folk.
They're a sub race of the lizard folk. They're just through the harsh realities of what's happened is a offshoot.
Cool. I was just wondering if they were a result of the old world, new world lizard.
I mean, it's just adaptation. You know, we're talking about hundreds of years, short-lived races. Adaptations are going to happen, especially when you
calling
have
him
catastrophic magic shit.
Skarn, Skarn.
Oh, Skarn. I like Skarn. That's actually also a race of psionic creatures in the Sonic's Handbook, but I like it. I like the name.
And let's say he's from the original ones, right? Which were the ones from the world, which were more like crocodiles. So he's like a
the primal. He's huge. He's a big son of a bitch.
He's got like a big crocodile face.
Yeah.
You know. And unlike the other lizard folk, he refuses to wear armor. I guess maybe he goes in always with his natural.
Just after that description, I'm gonna naturally be inclined to want to see him and Demon Bear in a fight to the death.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what we're lining up right now. We're lining up two big ass armies. It's gonna be the naturals versus the unnaturals.
Can we make him a shaman, dude? So they have no magic. Can we make him a shaman? So he's like the one magic user they have.
I don't see why not. A powerful shaman.
Or does that make him too thrall-like? From
no, fuck it.
As long as
I mean, religious
alligator Jesus, I think we'll be okay.
Alligator Jesus, dude. Now all I want to do is alligator Jesus.
What is alligator Jesus?
The Romans turn him into a pair of boots and a belt, dude. It's fucking wrong. It's wrong.
I mean, I'm just. Well, there's also Velociraptor Jesus, right?
Yeah, okay, but
It's
I
like,
just never heard alligator
I'm
Jesus.
so confused. He's like, what are you guys talking about?
Alligator Jesus.
He mentioned Thrall, and in WoW, Thrall is considered the green Jesus.
Yeah, alligator Jesus.
Yeah.
I see anything else?
Jesus.
What about the kaijus? Are they actually coming into play as a race, or are they
Yeah, I
just
was gonna say, I think they-
I still think they're too big to be race. I think they're kind of like a force of nature. Although now we can have them doing something, unless like maybe eventually we might have hell. I'll make a fucking sub race of kaiju. How does that sound?
Yeah, a sentient race of kaiju. Maybe.
What if
Who are smaller?
It's
there's
tough,
an exchange as the kaiju gain their sentience over the next 200 years of evolution, because they're not doing nothing but eating constantly all day and swimming and this and that, smaller and smaller ones become more apt to find a mate.
Yeah, I mean,
I was thinking
we
they could do
also,
something like go deep into the ocean and create like giant nesting areas, kind of like salmon go stream and drop eggs, and from there they form an underwater society, like become less and less monstrous and more like the original salmon. As the ages go on, they become more human-like, basically more Atlantean, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, but mutatedly ugly kaiju-looking mother.
Could be, or maybe they just retain certain mutations from the kaiju. Like maybe some of them are super strong, some have breathe fire, some can make nuclear farts, whatever.
Yeah, but this is like 50 years down the road, so they're all still ugly fucks.
No, not to maybe to the outside eye, but to the kaiju, they're beautiful.
Beautiful people.
And they worship the
Who are you? Who are you to judge?
And they at the bottom of the ocean, they find a platypus temple with like all these platypus monk statues.
So,
that's who they worship, dude. The first kaiju.
The first kaiju.
The first kaiju.
The first kaiju.
Blind paddle
first
monster.
First baby kaiju.
So where's the lake that they sent the most upstream, or the ones that became sentient, or the waterway?
I think we should pick a place here on the map.
Well,
Yeah,
I will
I'm saying
pick that out on when I do creation. We'll just go ahead and start round 2.
We'll do that.